I would like to welcome you to the upper echelon. I want you to be honest and don't you lie. Don't you think of lying. Be for real. You're not a Bud Crawford fan. You just hate Spence, right? Hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. Fight fans worldwide. This is Upper Echelon Sports Bar, where we maintain boxing at its finest form. It's facts over feelings here. We not a boxer fan, but we are boxing fans. So that means it's non-biased, even though you think it may be no. We love all boxers because we love the sport of boxing, and we hope to progress it and get away from this false narrative that it's going in. So y'all sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride because Upper Echelon's in the building, and we gonna keep it ready. Well, they say what goes around comes around, and it comes right back to you. And they say karma comes back twice as hard as what you put out there. So Terrence Crawford has been running around living his best life, taking bags from everybody from ESPN to BLK Prime to Top Rank. Well, eventually his turn of good luck would have to change. And unfortunately, when you lay down in the bed with snakes, you get bit. And the top Conman, Oscar De La Hoya, is no fool. And Terrence Crawford thought that he was going to con a con man, and he just found out very, very ruggedly that he's in over his head. And Oscar De La Hoya is the GOAT of this con man stuff. There's a reason why nobody's over there is African American on the Golden Boy side. And Oscar has a very slick tone. He's good. He's a promoter. Oscar's so good, he will talk a cat off a fish truck. But with Terrence Crawford, he just may have messed up his legacy, drove his price down into the ground, and won't be receiving the bag. And I'm about to explain to you why. This might be the worst payday in a decade for Terrence Crawford. For all of us that's still holding on to a slim chance of hope for the Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence fight, this is for you.
Come on, hot stuff.
Come on, Leroy. Teach me something.
I do not wish to fight you.
Well, who do you wish to fight then? One of them? Or one of the ladies, maybe? Yeah, since you're too much of a sissy to fight me, maybe they're more your speed. Get it, girl.
Terrence rather fight Trey Songz and singers and dancers and YouTubers. He's not trying to get in there with Earl Spence. He wanted to fight the trash cans that he's been fighting for the last 5 years. Well, basically for his whole career. He only has one B-level opponent. That's Sean Porter. He was halfway out the door with hip surgery from the Earl Spence fight. But Sean, I'm going to tell you like this. Terrence Crawford has been hoodwinked. Yes, people, he's been hoodwinked. He was secretly working a backdoor deal with Oscar De La Hoya after telling Earl Spence to spin the block again. He was going to try to do a repeat of the BLK Prime incident using the Earl fight to boost his money. That's what he did with ESPN and Top Rank. He used the Earl Spence fight to get the advance from ESPN and get the big guarantees. He used the Earl fight for BLK Prime. And now he tried to use it for Oscar De La Hoya. But Oscar De La Hoya, this ain't his first time around the block. This ain't his first rodeo. And Terrence Crawford has been hoodwinked. Oscar and Terrence came up with a plan. They got an agreement. He was supposed to be trying to sign the Golden Boy for a 3-fight deal. And he was going to fight Alexis Rocha. So behind the scenes, Oscar De La Hoya and Oscar De La Hoya and Terrence Crawford ended up making a deal so Crawford would fight Rocha. They got him mandated to fight Rocha by the WBO over 2 months ahead of time. So that's how we knew that it was requested. They got it 2 months ahead of time. It was supposed to be in May. And it's funny how Boots and Virgil gets off the list and then they hurry up and mandate Alexis Rocha, another C-class fighter who was beat by Rashidi Ellis, candidly, and who also struggled with Emmanuel Tago's last opponent. He struggled with a 135-pounder that came up to 147, and hey, it is what it is. But Oscar and Terrence had some kind of deal worked out, so now Alexis Rocha gets mandated. Oscar decides he don't want to deal with Terrence Crawford. And there's nothing Terrence Crawford can do about it. He don't want to give him a 3-fight deal. He says he don't have the money to deal with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford has just been hoodwinked, people. And I'm going to explain that to you.
Yeah, that's right. Bow, sucker. Yeah. Bows down to your master. Yeah, coolie. Kiss my Converse. So sorry.
See, Terrence Crawford, he's so smart that he's dumb. He's always trying to run around saying he's his own boss. He makes his own deals. Don't nobody tell him what to do. Earl got to go to Al. First off, Al works for Earl. And if he had Al in his corner, then he wouldn't have got hoodwinked like this. Because this might be the greatest robbery in the last 10 years in boxing. Let me tell you what you just did, Terrence Crawford. Oscar backed out of y'all deal, but y'all fight is mandated. So there's no way that you can get out of this fight. And per WBO sanctions and regulations and the rules, the minimum purse bid for a welterweight championship fight is $200,000. Yes, that's right, $200,000. And with you being the super champion, you get a 75-25 split. That means you stand to make $150,000 off this fight if Oscar only bids $200K. Yes, if he bids $200K, and if nobody outbids Oscar, that's what your fight's going to cost, $200K, and you're going to end up bringing home $150K. You got to pay your trainers. That don't even cover your fee for getting ready for a fight. You're a champion, and you're making $150,000. Alexis Rocha's biggest fight was against Blair Carr, where he brought home a whopping $150,000. So you'll be matching his biggest payday, and there's nothing you can do about it, Crawford. Because you done burned your bridges in the industry. Who else is going to bid on that fight versus Oscar? BLK Prime, they still recovering from the $5.5 million you took from them and split. Bob Arum Top Rank ain't going to do it because you did them dirty. And Al Heyman and them definitely want to do it because if they did do it, they should do it and put you on free TV just to show you that you're not your own boss. Because you're not your own boss. Anybody gets to bid on your fight. Earl Spence, with great irony, can bid on your fight and put you on his network. Wouldn't that be some shit to show that you're your own boss? That would be the greatest irony. So no, you're not your own boss. You don't have nothing going for you, and you don't put yourself between a rock and a hard place. You stand to make, at the minimum, $150K. And like I said, Oscar's not going to do you no favors. You're not signed to Oscar. And he just got this fight for free, basically. $200,000 a Terrence Crawford fight. And the zone can make up some lost ground with that because you fighting Alexis Rocha. Not too many people want to see that fight because it's your same rerun of fights. But hey, you did it. Now you got to pay the piper.
Clown and two. Yeah, that's right, fool. Kiss him.
Down.
So as of now, Oscar's the master. You're dancing to Oscar's tune. You're not your own boss. You can't do nothing that you want to do. And you done put yourself in a situation that you can't back out of. And what's crazy, this all happened because you wanting to be so smart. You felt like you was smarter than everybody else and people that's been doing this longer than you. When you should have just stuck with Earl Spence, got the biggest bag of your career, and you could have retired. Or you could have ran the fight back, but no. Now you out here fighting for peanuts. Yes, peanuts. A champion of your accolades getting $150,000 for a fight. Now I want you to just sit there and let that thing in. Let it sink all the way in. And for the Blood Protection Agency, let that sink in. That your champion's about to be out here fighting for peanuts. And it still won't sell. But, hey, that's what happens when you get uppity and you think you're the smartest person in the room. The smartest person in the room is usually the dumbest. But hey, this is upper echelon. I'm just reporting it to y'all. And hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. And if you a new member, hey, welcome to the family. We about to start back going live.